Coffee Break English, Season 4, Episode 1. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Break English for Season 4. My name's Josie.
And I'm Mark, and we're really happy to be back for another season.
Yes, it's great to be back. How are you, Mark?
I'm very well, and I'm looking forward to learning more about different parts of the English-speaking world.
Me too, and especially with today's text, because in today's text we're talking about something Scottish.
We are a very traditional part of Scottish culture.
That's right. Shall we get started?
I think so. Let's begin.
Let's listen to today's text. Over to you, Gregor.
Hi Josie. Hi Mark. It's Gregor in Glasgow. Today we're going to be talking about the kilt. Scotland's traditional dress is called the kilt. Kilts originate from Gaelic clothing in the Highlands, and they were first worn in the 16th century. Today, Scots usually only wear kilts for special occasions, but they maintain their rich history and cultural importance to the people of Scotland. A kilt usually features tartan patterns, checked designs of various sizes and colours, often called plaid in the US. What's special about tartan is that many types are associated with old Scottish clans or families, so many people today still wear a specific kind of tartan associated with their family name. This means that for many Scots, choosing a kilt doesn't involve trying out lots of designs. They simply pick one with their family tartan. The accessories for a kilt include a sporran, which is a small bag on the front of the kilt, and a scian-dubh, which is a small knife that is kept in the top of the sock. Because kilts are not worn very often, many Scots don't have their own one. Instead, they rent them from special shops where they can try on different designs and pick up their chosen one the day before the event. Kilts are worn at formal events, such as weddings or formal dinners, and also at Highland Games. Highland Games are events where participants try for victory in traditional Scottish activities, such as the caber toss, where the winner is the person who can throw a big heavy log the furthest. There are less dangerous events too, where Highland dancers and bagpipers try their luck in various competitions. Kilts are an icon of Scotland, and they are world famous for their unusual yet instantly recognisable design. They are so popular that many people now wear tartan skirts in the UK and the USA, so everyone can try a Scottish kilt on for size.
Thanks, Gregor. That was really interesting to learn more about the kilt. Mark, do you often wear a kilt?
Not often, but I do have my own kilt, and I love wearing my kilt because it just makes me feel special. I love walking about with my kilt as it moves when I'm walking.
Yeah, it is a very special thing for people to wear, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go through the text now. And we're going to talk about the vocabulary in the text. And we're also going to focus on phrasal verbs and expressions, which include the word try.
That sounds good. Okay, so to begin with, Scotland's traditional dress is called the kilt.
Yeah, so traditional, this means it's related to some beliefs or some methods which have existed for a long time in a particular country. And Scotland's traditional dress. What is a dress usually, Mark?
Well, a dress is normally used to describe a particular item of clothing which has a top and a skirt. But here, dress is really used more generally to refer to clothing.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Kilts originate from Gaelic clothing in the Highlands, and they were first worn in the 16th century.
So kilts originate from Gaelic clothing. Originate means to start existing or start happening. So they originate from Gaelic clothing. What is Gaelic, Mark?
Gaelic refers to anything that comes from the part of Scotland where the Gaelic language is spoken.
Yes, Gaelic is a native language of Scotland. It's related to other Celtic languages like Welsh and also Irish Gaelic.
That's right. So be aware that it's normally Gaelic for Irish Gaelic and Gaelic for Scottish Gaelic.
That's right, but the spelling is the same, in English at least.
Okay, so the kilts originate from Gaelic clothing in the Highlands. Where are the Highlands?
Well, the Highlands of Scotland are the areas up in the north, and Highlands in general are areas of land with lots of mountains.
That's right.
Okay, shall we continue?
Today, Scots usually only wear kilts for special occasions, but they maintain their rich history and cultural importance to the people of Scotland.
Yes, Scots usually wear kilts for special occasions. This is special events, maybe like a wedding or a big party.
Okay. A kilt usually features tartan patterns, checked designs of various sizes and colours, often called plaid in the US.
Yes, so a kilt usually features tartan patterns. What does feature mean, Mark?
Well, if we think of a film which features Brad Pitt, that means that Brad Pitt is an important part of that film.
That's right. So in the case of the kilt, these tartan patterns, they are an important part of the kilt.
That's right. And there are lots of different types or different styles of tartan. My tartan, my family tartan, is Campbell of Argyll. So that's green and blue and black and white and yellow, different stripes and checks in that kilt.
Wow, that sounds really nice.
Okay, let's continue on. What's special about tartan is that many types are associated with old Scottish clans or families. So many people today still wear a specific kind of tartan associated with their family name.
Yes, so this is the case for you, isn't it? So you have your clan, your ancestry, your family, and this is the tartan that you wear.
That's right. So my name is not Campbell, but my ancestors were called Campbell, and that's why I wear a Campbell of Argyll tartan.
Yes. And a clan is basically just a group of families that are related.
Okay. This means that for many Scots, choosing a kilt doesn't involve trying out lots of designs. They simply pick one with their family tartan.
Again, this is the case for you. You just chose your family tartan. You didn't need to try out lots of kilts. Now, this is our first example of a phrasal verb with the verb try. So try out has two words. It's a phrasal verb. And what does try out mean?
When you try out something, you test it to find out how useful or how effective it is.
That's right. So you test something, to see if you like it also.
Okay.
So you could try out some new glasses to see if they suit you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could try out a new gym if you're changing your gym.
Exactly. Okay, let's continue. The accessories for a kilt include a sporran, which is a small bag on the front of the kilt, and a scian-dubh, which is a small knife that is kept in the top of the sock.
Yes, so these things that you wear with a kilt are both Gaelic words. Sporran, which means purse or little bag in Gaelic, and scian-dubh, which is this knife.
Yeah, a knife that you keep in the top of your sock. Normally, when you hire a kilt, it's a plastic knife that you get.
Ah, really?
But if you own a kilt, normally you buy a real knife. My knife is a real knife that I can cut up my sandwiches with.
Just in case you get hungry.
Indeed.
And this sporran and scian-dubh, they are accessories. So an accessory is something that you wear or that you carry, but is not part of your clothes. So maybe a necklace, a watch, a bag. These are accessories.
Okay. Because kilts are not worn very often, many Scots don't have their own one. Instead, they rent them from special shops where they can try on different designs and pick up their chosen one the day before the event.
Yeah, so they rent them from special shops. You mentioned the word hire before, Mark. If you hire a kilt, rent has the same meaning, doesn't it? If you rent something, you pay money regularly to have something or to use something.
That's right. So you can pay the rent of your flat.
Exactly. Or if you go on holiday, you can rent a car or hire a car.
Good. Okay, now there's another phrasal verb in this section.
There is. We've got try on. So people can try on different kilts in these special shops. Try on is like try out that we saw before. So to test something, but it's specifically for clothes. So when you put the clothes on your body to check if they look good and if they fit you.
Okay, now there's also another phrasal verb in this section.
There is. So after people try on these different kilts, they then choose one and they pick up their kilt the day before the event. What does it mean they pick up their kilt?
It is the same as to collect. You can collect something and you collect your kilt before the event.
That's right. Exactly.
Shall we take a short break now?
Let's take a break.
We'll be back in just a moment with more information about kilts.
The Coffee Break English podcast is helping you to improve your understanding of English.
We also offer extra resources, which include transcripts of our texts and conversations and vocabulary lists to help you learn even more.
To get these extra resources, just visit coffeebreakenglish.com and sign up for free. Welcome back to Coffee Break English. We are in the middle of talking about kilts.
Okay, so let's continue the text. Kilts are worn at formal events, such as weddings or formal dinners, and also at Highland Games.
Yes, so they're worn, at weddings, formal dinners, maybe a graduation ceremony when you graduate from university.
And rugby matches.
And rugby. Oh, that's true. You often see people walking in the streets in kilts when there is a rugby match.
Not normally in the full Highland dress with all the other bits, all the accessories, but very often your kilt, boots, and a rugby shirt.
Yes, that's true.
But also at Highland Games. Highland Games are events where participants try for victory in traditional Scottish activities, such as the caber toss, where the winner is the person who can throw a big, heavy log the furthest.
So going back to the beginning of this sentence, Highland Games are events where participants try for victory. What does this mean, try for victory, Mark?
When you try for something, you make an attempt or an effort to get something.
That's right. And we're usually talking about something competitive, a competition. For example, an athlete, they will go to the Olympics and try for a medal, try for a gold medal.
Okay. And caber toss? A caber?
Yeah, so a caber, as far as I know, that's a big, heavy log. And a log is like a bit of a tree, isn't it? A big
that's
bit
right.
of a tree.
So you toss the caber, and that means to throw the caber, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, it's quite a funny competition to watch, I think.
Indeed, and possibly quite dangerous. But there are less dangerous events too, where Highland dancers and bagpipers try their luck in various competitions.
Yes, so Highland dancing, this is traditional Scottish dancing, where people wear a type of kilt, a kind of small kilt that you can move in, and some other traditional dress, and they do this Scottish dancing. And the music which accompanies them is the bagpipes, this traditional Scottish instrument.
That's right. Now we have another expression with try in this part.
That's right. So these Highland dancers, they try their luck in competitions. If you try your luck, it means that you try something and you see if you are lucky. You want to win something, you want to get something, so you just try and you see if you are lucky.
Okay. Kilts are an icon of Scotland, and they are world famous for their unusual yet instantly recognisable design.
Yes, so they are an icon of Scotland. An icon is something, maybe a picture or a thing, which is a very important symbol of a country or culture. And I would say for many people around the world, when they think of Scotland, they think of the kilt, don't they?
That's right, yeah. They are so popular that many people now wear tartan skirts in the UK and the USA.
That's right, yeah. I think tartan skirts used to be very popular about 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I don't really know.
Maybe not so much now, but people still wear them, yeah.
Okay. So everyone can try a Scottish kilt on for size.
Yes, so kilts are available to everyone, or a type of kilt. And here we have our final expression using the word try. To try something on for size. What does this mean?
Well, when you're trying on clothes, you can try them on to see if they fit you. You try the trousers on for size. But if you are also trying something for size, it can mean you're seeing if something works before you go further with it.
Exactly. Yeah, so it can be literal in the terms of clothes or figurative. You can try an idea on for size to see if you like this idea.
Excellent. Okay, let's listen again to our whole text, and hopefully we'll understand everything this time.
Scotland's traditional dress is called the kilt. Kilts originate from Gaelic clothing in the Highlands, and they were first worn in the 16th century. Today, Scots usually only wear kilts for special occasions, but they maintain their rich history and cultural importance to the people of Scotland. A kilt usually features tartan patterns, check designs of various sizes and colours, often called plaid in the US. What's special about tartan is that many types are associated with old Scottish clans or families, so many people today still wear a specific kind of tartan associated with their family name. This means that for many Scots, choosing a kilt doesn't involve trying out lots of designs. They simply pick one with their family tartan. The accessories for a kilt include a sporran, which is a small bag on the front of the kilt, and a scian-dubh, which is a small knife that is kept in the top of the sock. Because kilts are not worn very often, many Scots don't have their own one. Instead, they rent them from special shops where they can try on different designs and pick up their chosen one the day before the event. Kilts are worn at formal events, such as weddings or formal dinners, and also at Highland Games. Highland Games are events where participants try for victory in traditional Scottish activities, such as the caber toss, where the winner is the person who can throw a big, heavy log the furthest. There are less dangerous events too, where Highland dancers and bagpipers try their luck in various competitions. Kilts are an icon of Scotland, and they are world famous for their unusual yet instantly recognisable design. They are so popular that many people now wear tartan skirts in the UK and the USA, so everyone can try a Scottish kilt on for size.
Josie, as I was listening to this, there is one thing I'm thinking about, and I think one of the most special things about wearing your kilt is the process of getting ready to wear it. So when you put on all the individual items, the socks, the scian-dubh, the shoes, the kilt, the kilt pin, and all of the other parts of the kilt, I think that's a very special process.
Ah, That sounds quite complicated, though. There's a lot of things to put on.
Yes, and when my sons have worn their kilts to weddings or special events, it's quite special helping them learn the process of putting on their kilts too.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. It's a nice moment before the special event.
Exactly. We'll leave it there. Thank you for listening.
Yes, and don't forget that if you want to get the lesson notes for this lesson, you can sign up for free at coffeebreakenglish.com. We'll send you an email with a vocabulary list and a transcript of today's text.
Perfect. Until the next time, see you soon.
See you next time.